Yo, what's good, man? I'm not gonna hold you, man. I've been doing this for a little minute now. Um, Relationships are contracts, and where I left off, I think that was a pretty good part where I left off. Um, Remember your contract. Does your contract, let's say, require submission, submissiveness? Is your contract does your contract require 50-50 or require something for the woman financially to support with? Who knows? That's up to you. But honestly, understand, if you get with a woman who telling you, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, that woman ain't for you. Especially if you're trying to be the most alpha male version of yourself. If you get into an agreement, a romantic agreement, a business agreement with something you not cool with, then you beta male. You simping. You scared. You're soft. Nobody ain't got no. If nobody ain't got no gun to your head or forcing your hand, your ass is soft as hell. I'm gonna get what I want, and if I can't get what I want from her, then we ain't gonna be together. That's just how that shit is to me. I'm always a my way or a highway type guy. Just what I want. I want you here, but can you come to these terms? Yes or no? Because my wants and my needs are important. And when you get down to it, some women view relationships as an accessory. Here's my man. This is the man I'm wearing today. He goes nice with my purse. Don't be that type of man. I done been that type of man. I ain't even know it either, because I was just, all right, I'll pull up. All right, yeah. Don't do that. Make time for yourself. Make time for your purpose. Have them understand, even if they don't like it. Hey, I'm doing this today. Or this is what I do on Tuesdays. So most Tuesdays I'm not gonna be able to, unless I tell you otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. That's just where I'm at in my season of life right now. Are you okay with that? We'll communicate. And I preach it to the choir, because I don't over communicate with women. I just tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing today. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this. This is what I got going on. And I want to treat a woman fairly, right? So I have to work on that, because I be on my shit. But once I get in my groove or get focused, it's like nothing else matter. I hyper focus, and I'm not. And sometimes making content for you fellas to absorb, I have to hyper focus. So everybody around me has to take a back seat, and I love to do that. So I said all that to say this: when I enter a contract with a woman, and it depends on the contract, it's a non-negotiable. It's a negotiable if we just stage one girlfriend. Cause I got stage one girlfriend. Stage two, wife in training, fiance. Stage three, wife. And all those stages really the same. But all those stages come with increased communication with me. And once a woman tells me no too many times, the communication kind of falls back, and I really don't get to communicate with them, because I'm just like, I'm less interested in you. The more interested I'm in with the woman, I'm going to communicate with her more. It's kind of just like the NFL and the NBA. I'm interested in her. I want to be with her. I'm going to communicate with her. Okay, you want this type of contract. That's too much for me. I can't do it. I'll come back to you later. Let's see. Go test you out on the market. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna come back. We're gonna see who else offering that. I always do that. And you'll be surprised, a lot of simps and beta males out there. Okay, go ahead, go with him. See if you happy with that team. You gonna win over here, but it's gonna cost you more. And it's levels to it, it's stages to it. And what I noticed, for you guys to understand the contract, I say ease into things. A lot of us move too fast. You just met this girl, you gave her the keys to the Ferrari. You just met this girl, let her enjoy your energy, enjoy your presence. Let her have a little access to you. Let's see if she take that access for granted. Now, need I mind you, I do think some women take access for granted. And you got to put that in your contract. Or let her know. Like some women, they don't take access. I done been with some women that I don't know. I didn't stick around long enough to know if that's how they are, but they'll lay out all the stops for you. I done been with chicks that the same woman come in there, candle lit, shit just nice, food on the table, lingerie. I love shit like that. But it's always in the back of my head. Do I still get this shit 5 years from now if I marry you? I'm still getting this shit, right? Don't do this shit for me if you ain't going if you're not about that life next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be with a woman and I'll let her know, yeah, I'm gonna wash your car. I'm gonna fix shit. I'm gonna clean things. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. It's not to get you, but I'm just giving you a little taste. 5 years from now, no matter what, like, that's the type of stuff you have to put in your contract. Hey, if you stop doing this, I'm done. I'm out. And I did have a question because my young boy, that boy called himself Billy Bob, African Warrior. He asked me, he was like, my woman doesn't want to go 50-50 with me anymore. She says I should be able to pay all the bills. What should I do? I love these stupid ass questions. It just depends on what kind of man you are, man. If you think she's worthy and you want to pay all her bills and she wants you to, then should you do it? I mean, I'm not going to do it just because you asked. Nah, you got to come to, when women ask me, hey, you should pay all the bills, and we've been doing 50-50, and I've been saving my money, she's been saving 50% of her check, and I've been saving 50. What's wrong? Why do I need to do, what does it benefit for me? Like, I would literally say that. What does it benefit for me? Well, you're a man. That's what men are supposed to do. All right, this relationship ain't going nowhere. This about to be the end of the road. Cause one, I'm a man. You're right. It's my way or the highway. That's something it's my way or the highway. I'm a man. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to live the life I want to live. All right. I'm the most alpha male version of myself. I'm going to live the life I want to live. If I don't want to pay all the bills right now, as of right now, then I'm not. I'm not. I like our setup. You could tell her, hey, I like the setup we have now. You saving, I'm saving, or this would be a financial burden for me. What is my return on my investment if I invest more into this relationship? People got to understand, just like the NFL and the NBA, I keep going back to that shit. I want more money, but you ain't scoring no touchdowns. You ain't scoring more touchdowns than you did the year before. I want more money. You didn't make the All-Star game. We ain't even make the playoffs. How you gonna want more money? We ain't even make the playoffs. You my starting quarterback. We ain't make the playoffs, but you want more money. How? Tell me how that's gonna benefit me. Are you gonna play better? Hey, that's not how that shit go. We have to be more pragmatic. Why should I pay all you? You haven't shown me, all right? Billy Bob, you got to tell her you haven't shown me the benefit of me paying all the bills. You haven't shown me, and this shit weird, because I don't know where all this 50-50 bill pay shit come from. I grew up in a family where mama paid bills, daddy paid bills, grandma paid bills, granddaddy paid bills, everybody paid something. Goddamn, I turned 18, I turned 16, I had a bill. Bill's gonna be there till we die. You know, y'all get with these chicks that are fucking delusional and think cause they heard a podcast online saying they shouldn't pay all the bills. God damn it. What do you get out of it? I don't respect women that don't bring nothing to the table financially. For me, that benefits me right away. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can't be in a relationship like that. We just gonna go back to dating. I'm gonna just call you when I want to go have some drinks and have sex. And you don't want to do that, I'll just call the next girl. All right, next. We got, that's what it boils down to. I've lived with a woman who I used to say it pays. I never really said that. I just say it pay the cost to be the boss. You got to be willing to be able to provide. Let's say your woman get hurt and she can't provide for herself, or she got to sit home with a baby for a year or two. You should be able to do that. She should be able to do that comfortably, but she should be able to contribute to that as well. For example, I was with a woman. She was able to save up enough money to where, she got pregnant. She could sit at home for a few months and I'll be all right. Or vice versa. I got enough money saved up because we went 50-50. You can say that. We have to be more realistic. Y'all got to stop this internet shit. You have to be more realistic. This is 2024. It's inflation. It's people out here that aren't really rich. It's 2024. Every woman wants a traditional man who's going to pay for every fucking thing, and she get to keep her money and play in the streets. If they could do that, they would. If a woman only going to do what you allow. So you got to understand. That is what I call something that you ain't put in the goddamn contract. That means y'all just started living together and paying bills together, and now she want to change. And it sucks, but you ain't never sat there and say, hey, look, this is what we going to do for the next few years. After that, I'll start paying all the bills. That's the most I could give him. But maybe it's too late. Maybe she demanding the trade. Go ahead, trade her. Trade her back into the streets. See what she could come up with. I don't know. Like I said, y'all just be asking me crazy ass questions. I do not know the details, but I know he gonna call me. And fill me in. I could give him, but I'm just going off the beginning of it. Like, what to do if my woman don't want me to, like, I might be the opposite. I might be like, look, man, I'm gonna pay these bills and you gonna start paying these bills a little bit later. Like, who knows? If y'all love each other, y'all gonna make that shit work where it's not a financial burden. If a woman fuck with you, bro, I'm gonna be honest. If a woman really like you, she don't mind spending money on you. I ain't never met a woman who didn't mind spending money on her man. And I say let them spend it, goddamn it. Let them. Now, it be a couple times where like, nah, I got you, man. I ain't finna do. I got this. Cause if you do it too much, you ain't gonna hear the last of it. If you ain't, if your game ain't right and you do it in a way, they ain't gonna let you live it down. And that's fine. That's, like I said, that's just the era we live in where women are put in more masculine positions. So the femininity is like optional. They like the pretty part of feminine, which is girl, glitz, glamour. They don't like that part where they gotta shut the fuck up and be a woman and let the man handle it, let the man plan. They don't like that part. They don't like that part where they got to use their femininity to influence their husbands. Most women nowadays, they want to influence you like a man. Oh, you need to do this, or this is how it's supposed to be done. Like, no. You're supposed to come rub my chest, rub the back of my neck or something, and say, baby, why you even think about this? I think this is a good idea. Like, shit like that. I like shit like that, but I don't always get that. I noticed that. I'm not gonna hate. I don't hate women. I just, I always think they do just act a little bit more masculine. So that's why I'm letting you know relationships are contracts. And if you don't tell these women what's in the fucking contract, they're going to poke holes in the goddamn contract. I got a woman right now poking holes all through my shit because I ain't communicate. You understand? Well, this podcast is predated. But the day, I'm gonna be honest, the day this comes out is actually I actually made these podcasts like for I want to say 4 or 5 days in advance. I mean beforehand. Right? And I was really sitting to myself overthinking, and I'm like, yo, and she don't know this, but it's like, yo, it's a lot of stuff I ain't tell her that I won't. Should I tell her, or should I just see if I could just get them naturally? And that's the bullshit, right? Because sometimes it works, right? I'm like, okay, I ain't got to place that demand on her because some women gonna do the shit naturally, and then some of the shit now is teetering on what we call submission. And like I said, women these days, they like to hold out on their submission and say, oh, you ain't my husband. We ain't married yet. So I try to look for a woman that's naturally nice, naturally a giver, naturally generous, naturally supportive. The more I have to talk to them, the more I don't think I'm gonna, I don't think we gonna make it. And that's just the truth of the matter. If you got a woman waking up saying to you, hey, is there anything I can do to make your day better? That should be having me ready to run to the store and buy a damn ring. Or, a woman sitting up there like, oh, I seen this, I thought about you. Oh, you want to try this? I know you do podcasts, da-da-da-da-da. And, that's how we go. That's how it should go. But if you in a situation where it's a woman that's telling you, hey, I was doing this, I don't want to do this no more, the price done went up, you really have to sit up there and measure out and say, okay, since we got to do this shit like it's the NFL or the NBA, I'm going to sit down and talk about your production and critique your technique. We're going to I'm going to expose your strengths and weaknesses and see if you're worth what you're asking for. And it sucks because 9 times out of 10, the way their ego set up and the delusion and the internet, they're not even worth what they're asking for. Because even with me, before I asked my first wife for her hand in marriage, well, my ex-wife, I ain't gonna say my first, my ex, because I ain't married right now. My ex-wife, before I made sure everything was smooth. I gave her bliss. I showed her what it was. I thought I did, but she poked holes in that contract too, right? And it's crazy because women will, and I do think contracts do end. You have to restructure them. Are you willing to pay more? Yes, women will have leverage if a woman messes around. That's why I always say some of these relationships, if you ain't get messed up financially and you didn't have a baby, that's a great relationship. Hey, the relationship wasn't that bad. I always tell men that. I say, oh, she cheated on me. Okay, what else she did? Well, she did buy me this. She did buy me that. She did do this for me. She made this. That shit was cool. Cool. That was a successful relationship. You ain't got no baby. And it ain't cost you a bunch of goddamn money. Y'all went y'all separate ways, whether y'all hate each other or she cheated on you or not. Hey, the shit happens. Women cheat. I keep telling y'all this. That's why this contract shit, they're more masculine. They might want more than one. I will always forever in a day think a woman desiring more than one man, sleeping with more than one man, will forever be a masculine trait. It's never going to, I will die on that hill. That's masculine trait. Don't make her a man, but it's a masculine trait. Most men, we have more desires to be with more than one woman. And if we could, we would. If the society allowed it, I might be in here right now with 2-3 wives. And guess what? If I really wanted that though, I probably already had that too. That's just not my focus. If God lead me down that path, I'll do it. Rather than that, I'm good with one. I don't like STDs, so I ain't gonna sleep around. I did that in college. Trust me, fellas, it ain't worth it. But my natural fleshly desire is always gonna be more than one. And it's always gonna be more intense than a woman wanting it. All right, so when you see that, I always tell men, if you got a woman who, go leave her alone. If you're trying to stay focused, unless she give you an offer you can't refuse, then that's something different. But rather than that, leave that shit alone. That contract, back to what I was saying, you got to let it be known what you want. But you got to let it be known if you don't get what you want, it ain't going to work. It's over. Some women, I done been in relationships with women like, I can't do this no more. You want too much. Or they just not. You know, I'll be like, damn, you was doing great. All right, here's the dough. You requesting a trade. So you have to look at it like that. You know, contracts end. Some contracts get renewed. Some contracts get restructured. But believe it or not, all contracts end. All relationships end. Some end next week and some end when you die. But like I said, it's been a successful contract if your ass ain't got to see her no more. Or you not broke. You don't want to get in no contract that's going to break you. But you want to be in the contract that a woman going to hold up her end of the bargain and let her know she got expectations. We have to have expectations for romantic relationships outside of pussy. Because that pussy ain't going to work every day for you like you want it to work. I ain't been with a woman yet that the coochie worked every time the same way every fucking time. It don't. So get that through your head. Yeah, some nights gonna be better than others. Shit, some nights you ain't gonna perform as well as you want to, you know. But it gotta be more than this intimacy. It gotta be some level of support, and it's okay to expect support from your significant other. Even back in the traditional times, the woman supported the household some way or other. If you go look in the Bible, the women weren't in the house being housewives, sitting on their butt, picking the kids up and dropping. No, they was out there actually doing business on behalf of the household. And I always said, one of the biggest things I always wanted to do, I always used to say, I want my wife to work for me. I want her to work for me. Whether it's the podcast or whatever business I got, I need my wife to work for me. I need her to be help me run some kind of business where we get paid together. That's one of the biggest things you could ever do. And I tell women that all the time. I say, you want to be a woman that cannot be replaced. And I do consultations with women. And I say, be a woman that cannot be replaced. I could always replace you with cooking, cleaning, and sex. There's plenty of women that know how to cook, clean, and fuck. But can you do these books? Can you help me build my business? Can you give me positive feedback, critique what I need to do to make this better? Can you grow my business? Right? And I tell these women, but that's the shit that you got to tell them. How did you increase my net worth? Since you want me to pay all the bills, how's that going to increase my net worth? Right? It's certain things you have to do. Right? How you going to stay in shape? I want my woman to be shape. I don't want you. And I tell women all the time, like, I don't want you to get too skinny either. If you drop 100 pounds, I might not like you either. Because if I met you at a certain weight, I want you to stay around there. You could drop, I always say it's a swinging gate, 20 to 30 pounds. You gain 30, that's it. Rather than you gain 30 pounds, I'm going to start calling your ass fat. Like, I let them know I'm start calling you fat. Right? Because I ain't going to gain. If you met me at 200, once I hit 230, it's time to diet. Because I don't need to be 230 at any age anyway. So I tell them that. I'm at the age now where if I eat a hamburger, I can fuck around and gain 5 pounds off a hamburger alone. Like, that's how I look at it. So it's very important to me, even with women, that they understand that having a healthy shape, being healthy is a form of self-respect. And that's always going to be in my contract. You can't get too big, can't get too small. I love it when I see my woman drop 10, 15, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Anything over 30, I'd be like, oh, wait, what we doing? What you trying to do? You trying to be an athlete? You trying to box? You trying to get in a different weight class? Something along that nature. That's just me. All right. Honestly, same thing for me. I might drop 10, 20. I like to drop between 10 and 15. I like to play around between 225 and 200. But if I get 185, I'm doing too much. I don't feel the same testosterone I like to feel. Because I done dropped down to 183 and I didn't like it. Yeah, with that being said, man, let me get back on track to these contracts. But a woman can have expectations for you. We all know the elephant in the room when we enter a relationship with a woman is the expectation of what? Monogamy. You have to be they have to be your only source of pussy. And that sucks. But I understand it too. Right? Which is fine. I don't mind that. But they also get into that situation. So you got to even put that shit on the table. Look, you're going to be my only source of pussy. What happens when you want to go too long without giving me something? Like, what are we doing here? And you don't ask them what we're supposed to do. You just tell her what you're going to do. All right, listen. When you breach this part of the contract, I'm going to come off the bench with you. I'm going to pick somebody up. Because I know a lot of guys, they always say that. And some guys, y'all got to understand, y'all might be horn dogs. If you want to have sex with your woman every day, that's great. That don't mean you're supposed to. You might be horn dogs because you always spilling your testosterone in that woman. You're going to become like who? That woman. You're going to be emotionally overly emotionally and physically intimate connected to that woman. I done been in situations where men, they had sex with their ex so much that it was hard for them to perform sexually with another woman. I done been through that, where you had such emotional and physical attachment with another woman that with your last woman, that your new woman, who can look better, still ain't. And we like to think, oh my God, my ex just had so much good. No, he was fucking her every day, twice, 2-3 times a day. So them cats who, y'all know who y'all are, y'all got to stop doing that. Because you don't know when that relationship going to dwindle. You don't know when that switch going to come on. Because women are like that too. They could be horny for long periods of time, and then in 2025, all of a sudden, they not in the mood. That, trust me, I done been there. Lord, I could talk about it. But that's just part 2. I do got part 3, so y'all stay tuned. We gonna chop it up. But like I always say, man, at the end of every Alphacology podcast, this is not tea, it's protein. Peace out.